It was more than impressive, I have to say. I mean, the track is identical to the real track. I was blown away how realistic it is. Every little bump, every little spray paint, everything is exactly like you're there at the track. It was a great experience. This is a warm-up lap now. Tires to get warmed up. The engine. Breathe a little bit here when you go through that little bump there. And then it's flat pretty much all the way through here, just about. Hard braking. This is the slowest part of the track. And then I've done, I did many races in Formula 3, Formula 2. And then I did the very last race they did there in Group C in 1983 in the 956 Porsche. That's when Beloff got the lap record at the 6:11. I think I was second on the grid with the 6:14 or something, which was, I mean, those cars are awesome around there, of course, like any car is, that speed. And this is the corner of all corners here, the Schwedenkreuz. Flat all the way into it. And then trail brake all the way into the apex here. And hard at it again to get good speed down the hill here. Mega fast down this hill here. Just jump from one apex to the next. Gotta be super precise here. I mean, it's almost exactly like the real thing. So, I mean, it is certainly realistic enough to get past the very, a lot of the initial hurdles you have when you try to learn to drive a race car, So, I mean, I think it's an excellent tool to learn how to race for sure, or learn to drive a car on a racetrack.
Welcome, race fans, to the Rusty's Repo and Recovery 100 live here on All Pro Broadcasting at Iowa Speedway. We're happy you've joined us tonight. We have a couple of a special guest in the booth with us tonight. Curtis Aho is a former winner in the Domino's TYJ Family Racing League. He's joining his good friend Curtis Young, who is the reigning Domino's TYJ Dented Fender Truck Champion with 15 wins from our first season. How you guys doing tonight?
Doing good, Robert. Good to be up here.
Doing well.
Great, gentlemen. Again, thanks, fans, for joining us. Welcome you here. We do want to mention for all of our fans, which are very important, we are having our free pizza giveaway tonight as we do all of our broadcast races live on All Pro Broadcasting. It's real simple. If you accurately pick the winner of this race before halfway, which tonight will be lap 50, and you text me 919-883-7497 or in the race chat, you will be the winner, like we've had 7 or 8 times, I think, Curtis Young, of a free large 3-topping carry-only pizza that is for all of our broadcast races. Curtis Young and Curtis Aho, I'm going to call it the Curtis and Curtis Show. What are you guys expecting tonight?
I'm pretty much expecting a couple of cautions here. We're on a track that's just under a mile long, and yeah, it's similar to Richmond. There's quite a few bumps going around the turns here, and I think as the tires wear, these guys are going to have trouble staying off of each other on such a small surface.
Yeah, I really hope that they can get some good green flag laps at the start of this and get spread out. Some good close racing all the way through.
Gentlemen, you both have raced at this track in our Season 1 races in either the truck or the Cup car. Curtis Aho, what do you expect? What can you predict or give advice to these drivers in these trucks tonight here at Iowa?
Definitely don't overdrive. let off the gas a little bit early, ride the brake, trail brake in, and let the car rotate and turn through the corners, and then get back on the gas so you're not wearing your tires out.
What can you add to that, Curtis Young?
Yeah, like Aho said there, this track's pretty abrasive on tires, so these guys are going to have to take it easy if they want their tires to last. And I'm watching some of these guys take their qualifying laps, and they're already making mistakes on their hot laps, so hopefully that doesn't translate over to the race. But yeah, really you want to run the top line here in 3 and 4. You're going to see guys trying to run the bottom, and I think they're going to end up in the turn 4 fence, in my opinion.
Yes, I did do a little bit of practicing. I am going to be your in-race reporter tonight, guys, so when we do go green, you guys will be calling all the shots, all the exciting laps tonight. And in my practice sessions, I did notice after about 5, 6, 8 laps, these trucks do get a little bit loose with this weather setting. So it will be interesting to see which of the veteran drivers we've had from Season 1, as well as some of the couple of dozen brand new drivers, about 15, 18 of those guys are in here tonight. How they handle this kind of track, because we do race here later in the 2017 Dented Fenders truck season. Again, fans, we do follow the exact Camping World Series truck schedule for 2017. Our first points race, which is broadcast live on All Pro Broadcasting, will be February 22nd, Wednesday night. We do hope you join us there.
Just over a minute left in qualifying. Over 20 drivers have taken a time so far, and it looks like we have close to 30 here in the field tonight. Right now on the pole we have the 32 of Dustin Lee with a 22.751. We'll see if anybody can top that before the session ends.
Yep, 21 drivers have qualified so far, all really close, within a tenth. It separates the top 5.
Yeah, that's a good thing to note there. The top two qualifiers there of Dustin Lee and William Hartman, their times were only 8/1000ths of a second apart in practice, so look for those guys to duke it out here when it comes race time.
Yes, Curtis Aho, who do you recognize in this field that you've raced beside before in our Season 1 Truck Series? What do you expect from some of these veteran drivers that you recognize? And some of these new drivers you probably raced with in other leagues, in different events. What do you expect here?
Yeah, I've seen Dustin Lee before. Great driver. Don't surprise me that he's on the pole. Going down the list, Len McNeese, great driver. Ray Richer, Judd Danielson. Those are 3 that I would definitely be watching for.
I'll let you guys go ahead and go through the starting lineup. I'm going to get my seatbelt tightened. Wish me luck. Hopefully I can bring home a top 20 finish here tonight amongst these great drivers. Talk to you under caution.
Good luck, Robert.
Good luck.
And starting on the pole with the 22.751, we have the 32 of Dustin Lee. To his outside, we have the 67 of William Hartman. Starting the inside second row, we have the 14 of Jeff Martin in that Domino's Pizza A-Top Gamers machine. To his outside, we have the 21 of William Locklear.
Starting P5, David Kamara. To his right, Len McNeese starting P6, William Davis starting P7, and Ray Richer starting P8.
Familiar veteran Domino's driver who's came so close so many times. Number 85 of Judd Danielson is going to roll it off in 9th place, with Andy Kessler in the 98 machine rounding out the top 10. 17 of Gary Sexton is going to roll off in 11th place, with Jeremy Crandall to his outside.
Starting P13, the lucky number David Wright. P14, Gene Collum. P15, Ricky Lake. And P16, Gary Weston.
17th place goes to that 27 of Ken Caruthers. 18th is to that 93 of Michael Lawler. Derek Fisher, glad to see him back. He's starting in the 19th position, and Chad Payne rounds out your top 20 in his 9 truck.
Dean Viney going to be taking 21st. Last guy qualifying, Joe Johnson, 22nd. Jack Watts, P23rd. And Donald Stewart, P24.
Rounding out your field, did not take qualifying times. The 16 of Ivan Garcia, 33 of Vernon Margheim, Robert McFarland in the 41, who you just heard a few moments ago here in the booth, and the 20 of Eric Hawk is going to tag on to the end of the field for this one, rolling off in 28th.
So coming down the backstretch right here, all getting together. Let's see how this start's going to play out. See, hopefully that they can go caution free for a couple of the first laps to get spread out.
Lights are off atop the iRacing.com Ford Mustang GT pace car. And the 32 of Dustin Lee seems to go a bit early there. He gets hit right on the beginning. A little bit of a stack up on the green flag there, and it looks like the 67 of William Hartman's going to get the advantage headed down into turn 1. Looks like Dustin Lee just went a little bit early there on the green, and Jeff Martin followed suit. 32 hit the brakes, and 14 didn't really have anywhere to go, and it looks like they both got a little bit of damage off the start of that, and William Hartman comes around turn 4, and it looks like he's going to lead lap 1 here tonight.
Yes, Jeff Martin definitely recovered from that, and he fell back in line and is in P3 right now, so good recovery on their part.
Yeah, like we said earlier, it is a short track, so a little bit of sheet metal damage isn't going to hurt you too bad, but I don't think these guys really wanted to do that on the first, before they even crossed the stripe to start the race.
No, definitely not. Back in the field, they almost pushed it 3 wide with the 98.
Side by side, we got Jeremy Crandall in that 73. Inside of him is Ray Richer, another familiar Domino's driver back out in his truck. He's actually won a couple of truck features in real life, so look for him to climb his way back up through the field. He's in 11th place right now.
Let's go back here. It looked like Andrew Kessler in the 98 was trying the inside line, but didn't really work out.
The two's around, caution.
Let's see if we can find that.
And it looks like the 2 of Ricky Lake just got a little bit loose entering turn 1 there, and 18 of Gary Weston just didn't really have anywhere to go. He checked up as much as he could, but in the end he ended up driving through him. It looks like the 2 of Ricky Lake may have been checking up for that 42 machine of David Wright, who put it in the outside fence headed into turn 1.
Yeah, exactly. That's what it looked like. David Wright got into the back. It looks like Gene Collum. And then number 2 didn't really have anywhere to go. He kind of locked him up.
See who's going to head down pit lane here. It looks like your top 5 trucks maybe stay out here, and almost everybody else leaves them out to dry. A couple trucks that were on the tail end there decided to, looks like we had 6 trucks or 7 trucks stay out here on 5-lap old tires, so we'll see what the difference is from new to old when, or from new to slightly used when these guys get back out here with 4 fresh ones.
Yeah, I thought Jeff Martin might have went down to maybe check out his damage, but it looks like he's staying out.
Yeah, he must have thought it was just fine. His truck actually I'm looking at the wrong truck here, but yeah, his truck actually does look a little bent up. If that was me, I'd think I'd be bringing it down pit lane. Maybe it's just his graphic there on his hood, but
yeah, a little cosmetic damage there.
Yeah, Dustin Lee definitely has a little bit of rear end spoiler damage off the start of that. His spoiler looks a little bit V'd in. I'm not sure if we can get a rear end shot on that 32 machine, but nonetheless, that damage shouldn't affect him too much.
Well, it looks like everybody was able to fix it up and get back out there. I don't really see anyone down on pit road, do you?
No, I don't, but I do think that the first car off of pit lane, I'm trying to look here, where was, that 60, I think it, correct me if I'm wrong, but I think Joe Johnson is the first car out there with 4 fresh tires. And everybody
I believe
behind
you're
him,
right.
for the most part, also has 4 fresh ones. Top 5, I think, all stayed out there.
Yes, I believe you're correct on that. So it's going to be interesting to see this restart here, if the new guys on fresh tires are going to be running over them, or if they're going to be a little cautious and taking it easy.
I don't think they'll be running over them right away, but if they happen to get a long green flag run here, these guys that stayed out on, didn't pit, they might fall off a little bit sooner than the guys behind them, but they only got 3 to 4 laps in, which isn't a lot. It shouldn't be much of an issue at this early stages of the race.
Very true.
Yes, guys, and I'm back here. I am watching the 2 car who caused that caution. Looks like he has 0 damage on his Vault Tech. Looks like he's driving a, can't tell what brand it is, Vault Tech number 2. No damage on his car. I'm starting back here in the back with him.
In-race report there from your number 41 of Robert McFarland as the field stacks up 2 by 2 by 2, headed into turn 3, getting ready to go green with William Hartman bringing them to the line this time. And the 32 of Dustin Lee to his outside. They're switching spots from the beginning of the race, and Jeff Martin still holding down the 3rd place there. The pace car pulls off.
Green flag, green flag.
Green flag in the air. William Hartman brings him down, crosses the stripe first, and they're headed down to turn 1. Looks like Dustin Lee just still has a Fender on the outside of Hartman there, and they're side by side headed out of 2.
Hartman clears him. He's going to pull up. So they fall all in line. Oh, they're 3 wide back here.
3 wide.
21-83.
Yeah, for just a second, great move by William Locklear. Caution, another caution. Looks like Dustin Lee around on the track. He just got a little bit loose exiting turn 4 and got tagged by the 14. It's going to add to his cosmetic damage and add to both of their cosmetic damage, I should say.
Yeah, coming right out of 4, he got close to the wall in the back end, just kicked loose, and he went right around.
Again, not much damage on either truck, really. Maybe just a little bit more cosmetic damage where they had them before. Again, early on in this race, they should have lots of time to get it fixed up. Although the pace lap is pretty short here, they're not going to have a lot of time to repair it at one time. They could come down multiple times and take advantage of it that way.
Yeah, let's see how Jeff Martin getting the nose of his car a lot of work in already today. Let's see if he's going to pick to go down pit road or not.
Yeah.
No, it looks like he's going to stay out and lead a lap.
It might be worth it if he's going to have to repair that damage and go to the back anyway, but Dustin Lee's rolling. He's in very last place now. He was just up there battling for the lead, and now he's all the way back in 28th, so he's got some work to do. I'm sure he'll repair as much of his truck as he can. And Jeff must have just thought that maybe that wasn't a hard enough hit to make him want to go into the pits and fix the damage. His Southeast Motorsports Chevrolet Silverado SS is still looking pretty good.
Yeah, I got Dustin Lee down here in the pits watching him. Getting 4 fresh tires and probably going to try and fix up most of all the damage done.
Coming by pit lane now, and it looks like Jeff Martin is not going to head down pit lane, so he wasn't just staying out for the sole purpose of leading a lap here. He thinks he can keep it up front.
It's going to be interesting to see. But Dustin Lee gets out, so he will not go a lap down. He's going to race right around again and get caught up.
Since we've had 2 quick cautions here, the field is pretty shuffled up from how we started this race. We have Jeff Martin in the lead with the 76 of Gene Collum in second place behind him, who Gene qualified 14th, so we're only 13 laps into this race, and he's already gained 12 or 13 spots there, so
yeah, looks like
that's what
William
pit strategy can do.
Qualified 4th, and he's just moved up a spot. Andrew Kessler started 10th, and he has moved up to the 4th spot. one of the big movers, Joe Johnson. He's qualified 22nd, and I believe that was qualified with 23.8, and he is up to 5th.
Gentlemen, while we're under green, I do want to mention to all the fans, again, thank you for viewing. I'll remind you of our free pizza dinner giveaway. If you are the first successful person to accurately predict the winner of this race before lap 50, you got about 35 laps to go. The first person to accurately predict that and text me 919-883-7497 or in the race chat, you will win a free 3-topping large Domino's pizza from your local Domino's store, carry out only. We've given that away about 7 or 8 times so far in the preseason and the early part of our 2017 campaign. Domino's loves doing it, so make sure you get your picks in.
And I really wish I could win one of those free pizzas so I didn't have to buy them, but
absolutely. The current Domino's employees and drivers of our league are excluded.
pace car is off.
Green flag, green flag.
Jeff Martin's going to lead him to the stripe this time, and he's on the loud pedal. They're headed down into turn 1.
Jeff Martin with a good jump.
First side-by-side battle on the racetrack. For 3rd place, we have Andrew Kessler in the 98. Yeah, it looks like he clears Joe Johnson in that 83 machine. The outside line's momentum is just huge here at Iowa, and up front we still have Jeff Martin.
Oh, we got number 2 on the wall.
Yeah, number 2, Ricky Lake, got in the wall. He saved it. No caution.
And it looks like Joe Johnson was trying the bottom there in 3 and 4, and he just couldn't get clear of Kessler. And I think a lot of these guys are going to be... That's really the premium spot to pass, is headed into 3 if you can dive it in there deep and slide back in front and still make it stick. But
yeah,
you really
exactly.
got to make sure you're clear before you can do that. So
yeah, but for the most part, I'm watching these guys on the top line, and the top line is the one that is moving.
Battle for the lead. Looks like William Locklear ducks his nose inside the 14 of Jeff Martin, and can he make it stick out of turn 3? I'm not too sure about that yet. 14 gets the run off of 4, and he's going to keep the lead there. William Locklear gave it a shot, though.
Yes, gentlemen, I'm back here. The guys are taking care of their equipment. I think after we do. Got a car down low on the apron. Just passed them, no caution. I was just about to say the guys are taking care of their equipment after 2 quick cautions. They want to get some green flag laps in and see who's got the most talent here in the 2017 Dented Fender Truck Series for the Domino's TYJ Racing League.
And William Hartman making his way up through the field there. He's up to 11th spot, and that last time headed into turn 2, he got into the back of the 17 of Gary Sexton there. So I think he's a little bit faster than these guys that he's racing with right now, and I think he's just got to take his time getting by them as he dives it down there below Sexton again. Can he make it stick out of 2? I think you can make it stick out of 2 a lot better than 3 and 4. I think he's going to have to...
One just lost it out of 2.
Caution is out.
Yellow flag is out, and we have Gene Collum hard into the inside wall and off turn 2.
Yeah, it doesn't look like anybody else was collected in that. Gene just lost it coming out of 2, went in and hit the inside wall.
Yeah, you're right on that one. He didn't have any help. He just rear end lost traction coming out of 2. He had too much wheel into it. If he came off he was taking the low line into turns 1 and 2, so you have to put a lot more wheel into it coming off the corner, and that can cause the back end to step out, and unfortunately he just couldn't get pointed any other direction than into the fence, and luckily he didn't collect anyone else, but he's going to have to go in there and get some repairs. He's headed down pit road now. He is actually in his pit stall getting some repairs. I think these guys may have a faster pair tonight because his truck seems to look perfectly fine tonight. So that is one thing to note, that these guys do have one faster pair, and hopefully they don't have to use it, but Gene Cullum unfortunately just did.
Let's see, Jeff Martin's going to be pulling up here, going into this pit stall right now. See if he's going to be using his quicker pair, maybe just sitting there for a little longer, fixing his damage.
It looks like he did not use his quicker pair, so he's cool with that little bit of sheet metal damage that he's got, and it doesn't seem to be hurting him too much because
no, it doesn't.
He kept the lead for that pretty much that entire run after that first caution there, and Locklear couldn't get by him. He ducked his nose below into the bottom, but just couldn't make it stick off 3 and 4, and couldn't get the run set up off of 2.
Oh, he had a race off of pit road. William Davis beat out William Locklear and Andrew Kessler. That was a heck of a race off pit road.
On that note, gentlemen, we're going to take our first quick commercial break. I want to remind all the fans, get your picks in before lap 50. We are watching the Rusty's Repo and Recovery 100 live on All Pro Broadcasting. Rusty's Repo and Recovery out of Pensacola, Florida. If you need a tow, call Rusty. We'll be right back. Welcome back, race fans. We're going green. Go ahead, Curtis.
Back live here on All Pro Broadcasting. Lights are out atop the Ford Mustang GT pace car, and we still have Jeff Martin at the head of the field waiting on the green flag. And we're green. Doesn't look like anybody. Oh, and we're almost 3 wide for the lead. Headed down into turn 1. The 21 of William Locklear stuck his nose in there, and I think William
going to the inside again.
And you might. Oh, he doored him. He doored him coming off of 4, and he's going to bring him to the lead. Oh, and we have a wreck behind them.
Oh yeah, and they're wrecking in the back here.
Looks like Ray Richer just got again. It doesn't look like he had any help. Maybe a tiny bit of net code there with the 72. But Ray Richer just gets wiggly, loses control of it, and clips David Camara up into the fence, collects Derek Fisher.
Yeah, that collected a couple of the guys right there. Looks like Ricky Lake was collected in it. Ken Carruthers, Gene Collum, Donald Stewart, and Joe Johnson. It's unfortunate for some of those guys.
But as that was unfolding there, we saw the 21 of William Locklear on the restart there. He drove it hard down into turn 1, almost made it 3 wide. It looks like the 11 of William Davis may have backed off a little bit to avoid that kind of situation, and Locklear drove it hard into turn 3 again, and it looks like he just got tight, couldn't make it stick, went up, hit the fender. Jeff Martin made him lose looks like 3 positions, or 4 positions. Yeah, 3 positions, sorry.
Yeah, that's
on
what it
that
looked
move.
like to me too, and you could hear him over the radio. He was apologizing. Locklear did not want to come all the way up to him and hit him in the door. But unfortunate for Jeff Martin, he is going down pit road right now to fix some of his damage.
Yeah, it doesn't look like Locklear or Martin really got any damage. It looks like Martin does pull it down pit road. Maybe he's going to fix a little bit more of that damage. Maybe just get some tires.
Yeah,
I'm not
looks
sure
like-
if these guys could make it. If they did happen to go green flag from here, we have a 75% fuel load and 100 laps here tonight. So 70 laps might be about what they can do under green flag conditions.
Yeah, it looks like Martin, I'm guessing he is saving his quick repair. It looked like he got the right side tires, didn't get the lefts, and sat there for a little bit of damage to get repaired, and he's back on the track already.
Gonna tag on to the rear end of the lead lap cars, which is still everybody right now. We still have all 28 cars on the lead lap. Jeff Martin, yeah, he's gonna cycle back down there, I'm sure, into the 28th spot, unless there was somebody else repairing damage that we didn't happen to see. 21 of William Locklear is gonna be our leader when we go back green here with William Davis to his outside. Battle of the Williams.
Yeah, we got Andrew Kessler in third. He's been up front all day. William Hartman's been up front too all day.
So 3 out of the top 4 right now are named William, and Andy Kessler's got to be thinking, I want out of here. The lights should go out this time by. They should start doubling up here in just a second, and they do not. So we're going to ride around here under caution for another lap. And it looks like my good buddy Eric Hawk in that number 20239 hockey machine has made his way up from very last into the 9th position. So
Very good to see.
nice job, Eric, and nice looking truck, if I do say so myself.
It's one that very similar than what you race, correct?
Actually, I'm not racing the trucks this year, so I don't have that paint, but yeah, typically we run pretty similar paints and just different colors, so I can't partake in the truck part of that this year, unfortunately,
yes.
but our Xfinity cars are pretty similar.
Yes, the previous winner last year was you, so you are not allowed. They kicked you out. They said you got to move up. You're too good.
Well, I got a trophy on my wall to show for it anyway, and they're stacking up 2 by 2. And who are you liking so far at this point in the race anyway? Who's shown the speed that
I'm going to say Dustin Lee. He started pole. He had some bad luck. He has moved up to 12th position already, so I'm going to watch for him moving up a little bit farther here in the restart.
And he still has a little bit of rear spoiler damage, so I think he should still have his fast repair.
Yeah, I think a couple of those guys are saving him in their back pocket.
Pace car is getting ready to head off, and I'll let you call him to the green.
Pace car off. He's holding. Green flag out, William Locklear. Gets a late jump. William Davis on the outside gets a great run.
Will this be the time that we see somebody make it stick on the outside headed down into turn 1? And it doesn't look like it. These trucks just aren't fully wound up. You can probably almost keep it wide open headed down through turns 1 and 2 there. And when you're on the inside, that's gonna just gonna be the faster way around. So Locklear retains the lead for now, and it looks, oh hello, William Hartman back up there ducking below William Davis, and now we have 3 Williams in the top 3, and this could get confusing. Hartman still battling for that second position with William Davis there in that 11 Georgia sponsored machine, and he just looks like he's just riding right now. He's probably trying to save a bit of tires in case the run goes green here. Andy Kessler looks like he's catching up to them a little bit too there. This truck is all white for me and just a red number 98, but that they'll be driving that Toyota just as hard nonetheless. And see any side-by-side battling on the
Oh, we got Vernon back here in P9, side-by-side with Gary Sexton, looking like to make the outside pass stick. And he does. He's going to be moving up.
I'm not sure who it was out of the top three there, but I saw sparks flying, so somebody got him to the wall just a little bit. So that is an indication that these guys are pushing it pretty hard right now. Jack Watts in that 66 truck ducks below Gary Sexton, headed into turn 3 there, and Gary Sexton still inside actually. It looks like Watts might have Dustin Lee on the outside coming up there if he doesn't get back up to the outside, and he does. Dustin Lee gets to his rear quarter, and he's going to look to make the pass headed into turn 3.
Back here, Andrew Kessler and Len McNeese side by side for the last lap. Andrew Kessler looks like he's still trying the outside to get around him. Len McNeese dives it in. They're side by side still.
And it is just a hornet's nest around the 13th to 14th position with David Camara, Joe Johnson, Jeff T. Martin, Judd Danielson, all amongst the battlers there in that pack. Joe Johnson in that 83 leads them on the outside there of David Camara in that 72 machine.
Man, I gotta say, Len McNeese is doing one heck of a job right here. It always looks like Andrew's gonna get a good run, but then Len drives it in. Watch him right here in 3, and he gets another coming out, and they're side by side again for the past 3 laps.
Jeff Martin looking to make his move on Joe Johnson. Jeff Martin making his way back up through the field, and also that 72 of David Camara riding there in 13th. We just saw him make the pass on Joe Johnson there. He was our winner last week from, sorry, we have a caution.
Yellow flag.
What did you see there, Mr. Aho?
I'm trying to bring it back. Can't find anything right now.
Yeah, it looks like the 71 of Dean Viney may have clipped the apron there heading into turn 1, and that just upset his truck, and he spun it around. He was spun the wrong way, completely below the yellow line, so I'm not too sure why iRacing triggered the caution, but it did nonetheless. Here we're on lap 42, just about at halfway, so don't forget to get your picks in for the free pizza giveaway. 1 large 3-topping walk-in only.
That is correct, Curtis Young. You got it right.
And what's the phone number there for that, Robert?
Yes, sir. 919-883-7497. Fans, get your picks in. You got just a few laps to get them in.
And pit lane is a busy spot right now. Pretty much everybody and their grandmother headed down pit lane right now. Looking for any mistakes here headed into the pit box, and I haven't seen any. I haven't seen anybody take 2 tires yet either. That was a little bit longer of a run than we've had all race, so I think you'll see most of these guys fill it up with Sunoco race fuel and put 4 Goodyear Eagles on it.
Looks like William Davis beat out William Hartman.
Yeah,
and Len McNeese had a good pit. He's up to 3rd. Andrew Kessler staying in the 4th spot. And Jeff Martin, there he is. He's moved up to P5.
Yeah, I just went back and looked at the replay, and Len McNeese did take 4 tires, so good pit stop for him. I'm not sure exactly what position he was running in before they headed down pit road, but I don't think it was the top 5.
Yeah, Jeff Martin, the big mover on that one. all the way up. I think he went in 13th and he came out P5.
Now, we've seen, for the most part, we've seen the inside line be faster into turns 1 and 2, and we've seen the outside line be faster in 3 and 4. Do you think there's any chance that they're running long enough, there's enough trucks out here that the track gets rubbered in, that anything changes, or what are your thoughts on that?
I think they're going to have some more green flag runs to really heat it up and have it change.
Yeah, I think you're right on that. We've probably, I think this is about our 3rd or 4th caution here. We're on lap 44, so averaging about a caution every 10 to 12 laps, we'll say, and I'll tell you, it's tough to pick a free pizza winner when there's so many cautions and not many trucks are getting absolutely junked, and there's just so many different pit strategies going on. People are taking 2 tires, 4 tires, no tires, and it's really shuffling up the running order here tonight.
Yeah, I came back and looked, and Jeff Martin did only take right side tires, so that's how he made up all of his spots. But if I had to guess, if you could just go with the first name, I'd pick William. One of the 3 Williams might win this thing.
I think that's called cheating, because you can only pick one driver to win, and I'm still not sure who I would pick. I can't win the free pizza anyway, so I'm just going to wait to make my pick until there's 20 laps to go.
Yeah, same here. I can cheat, I can't win either.
Yeah, Jeff Martin taking 2 tires on that last stop. We've seen a lot of guys just get loose by themselves. I'm wondering if the difference in heat in his right sides to left is going to make his truck feel a lot different than he's been used to tonight.
I can tell you one thing, guys. The reason it is so hard to win that free large 3-topping pizza is because somebody is paying for it. But we love our fans, and get your picks in. You got about 6 laps to go, fans. 919-883-7497.
Looking back here, Vernon Margheim qualified 26. He's all the way up to P7th. He could be someone to be watching.
Yeah, and Vernon's, I think he's been in here the last couple weeks, and he just hasn't had the luck. He's been running decently. He's been involved in a few wrecks, and yeah, he's up in the top 10 now, and hopefully he can stay there. Pace car is getting ready to head off with William Davis and William Hartman at the head of the field there in their 11 and 67 machines respectively. Green flag. Looks like Davis gets a good jump there on the start, and no contest headed down it. And Hartman drives it hard and down there into turn 1 on the outside, and he does get the run off of turn 2. And wow, that was kind of surprising.
Yeah, he's going to make it work. William Davis out front. Oh, sorry, William Hartman out front.
Yeah, Hartman just, like I said, it could get confusing with 3 Williams here up front, but Hartman just powered around Davis there on the outside, and I wasn't expecting that at all. And Davis into the wall.
Davis in the wall. Looks
like everybody shuffles around him. Kessler had to take evasive action there. So did Len McNeese. And Len McNeese, he does get clear. He might get a little bit of a bumper from Davis here headed down into turn 1. He doesn't. But yeah, it looks like Davis just got tight off of 2, pushed up into the wall. And did you say he took only 2 tires on that last stop?
Oh, that was Jeff Martin. Jeff Martin.
Okay, so yeah,
the 14 car.
William Davis had 4 fresh ones. Maybe he just realized, wow, I could have drove it a lot harder than that into turn 1, and he lost the spot. Yeah, Len McNeese still side by side with William Davis there. He's trying to get back up there after smucking the wall and losing the lead on that last restart. But Len McNeese fighting hard there on the bottom. Like I said, this track might get rubbered in. Oh, as he spins around.
Oh, he's going to save it. He's into the infield.
Len McNeese, what a save.
He's coming right back up, and he saved it. Great job by Len McNeese.
He's going to lose quite a bit of time and quite a bit of track. And he's 3 wide now with Ray Richer and David Camara there. We got another slow car.
Jeremy Crandall just went into the infield wall. No caution out yet.
Jeremy Crandall headed into the fence there. I'm not sure what happened with him, but I was watching the battle with Len McNeese, and yeah, he got right sideways, and he held on to it, pointed her down into the infield. Good job on Len not counter-steering it back up the track. I know he's got a bit of dirt track experience, so
Yeah.
he knows how to save a vehicle.
William Hartman almost pulled out a whole second lead so far. Andrew Kessler right behind him with some clean air. Jeff Martin in P3. Vernon Margheim in P4. Then you got David Wright in P5. Dustin Lee is back up to P6. We'll have to see if he'll be able to catch some of these guys and reel them in. But William Hartman, the space has gone from 1.197 now, so he's pulling away a little bit.
It looks like William Davis has fallen all the way back to 20th position. Dean Viney was just below him, but then it seems like Davis just picked up some speed again there as he drives around the 27 machine of Ken Caruthers. But yeah, he's slowed down a lot since he got into the fence there a few laps ago, and he's dropped a lot of positions, almost
not
15
not
of
good
them,
to see.
20 of them to be exact.
We got Judd Danielson, 85, trying to make the inside lane work. Joe Johnson to the right of him. And then right behind him, you got Gary Weston just watching the battle.
And Gary Weston and his number 18 K&N Toyota Tundra. Another veteran driver back in the Dented Fenders Truck Series for 2017. He's also running the Premier Xfinity Series, which you can catch Thursday nights here live on All Pro Broadcasting every other Thursday night. Tomorrow night also we have our Premier Xfinity Series back for round number 2, so be sure to...
Yes.
we have our Top Shelf Series tomorrow night. I apologize. And they're back for round 2 of action. And it looks like almost 3 wide with Weston, Johnson, and Danielson there. They're battling hard back there for the 10th, 11th, 12th spot.
I think Judd was getting sick of the inside. Now he's looking to try and get a move to the outside to get around Joe Johnson up here. So we're going to see if that can play out.
And William Hartman has pulled out to almost a 2-second lead. He is just no contest right now, and Hartman did win a few weeks ago. He may have even won 2 weeks in a row. I don't have any documents on it just because these were just tryout races, but I know he did win at least one race. It was a very close battle that came down right to the end with I think it might have been the 72 David Camara, but that was on Charlotte about 2 weeks ago, and he's looking to repeat again. He's out there at over a 2-second lead with Andy Kessler up in the 98 truck in second place, but with Jeff Martin just behind him. They ride in second and third positions.
Yeah, it looks like Jeff's going to be right here trying the inside on Andrew. Oh, he falls back in line.
I can tell you one thing, guys, these tires are definitely wearing out after about 10-15 laps of green flag racing.
And William Hartman is going to be catching lap vehicles of Robert McFarland and Chad Payne very soon, and even Ricky Lake. So we'll see how these guys work their way around lap traffic if they want the bottom or the top. Like it's kind of hard to decide because each corner is very different, so you have to set up your entry and exit accordingly, and yeah, it'll be interesting to see how these guys make it. Oh, and Ricky Lake spins it into pit lane. They're off at turn 4. If we could get a replay of that, the number 2 machine of Ricky Lake, I'm not sure if he was trying to enter pit lane there, but he's spun it around backwards on pit lane there, and he took a tow. Not sure what happened there. He was just about to get lapped maybe in about 10 laps, and he just, yeah, it looks like he might have been intentionally bringing it down pit lane, but he spun it nonetheless and took a tow.
Just went it with a little bit of flair. William Hartman getting the lap traffic here. Looks like he's making his way around very nicely.
William Hartman makes his way around Robert McFarland. He's flying, and he looks to get clear of Chad Payne, another lap car headed down into turn 1. He's pulled it out to over a 2.5 second lead now. He's just sailing. Jeff Martin has made his way up into second place, though, in his 14 machine, and Dustin Lee in the 32 has made his way up into third. So a lot of changes for position.
We got a spin here, Eric Hawk, like he just lost it.
Eric Hawk lost it, no caution. Looks like he lost it off of turn 2 there.
Saved it, he is back on the track. So no caution there, still racing green flag.
Yeah, I'm sure he'll be hoping for one, though, so he can get his time back. And it's showing as his tires wear on that these trucks do start to get loose, which is the opposite of what I thought. With it's 70 degrees here in the nighttime here in Newton, Iowa at Iowa Motor Speedway. So the track temp is also 70 degrees, fairly cold. Could be a lot hotter, and yeah, I really thought that would make for tight truck conditions for these drivers tonight and not loose ones.
Yeah. As we move back up front, we got Jeff Martin that just passed 2 of the lap cars, and Dustin Lee made his way around. So the top 3 drivers are clear right now.
Back there in the 33 of Vernon Margheim has made his way up into 4th position. He's maybe saved his tires a bit, and he's looking to gain some position. He's already gained 3 since the last time we talked about him. And battle for 5th, we have Jack Watts and David Wright in the 42 and 66. David Wright pulls away from him off of 4. He gets clear, and now they're... Oh, and they're making their way around lap traffic, and looks like Wright maybe didn't think Margheim was going to take the low line around McFarland there, but he does, and Wright had to check up quite a bit, and good thing Jack Watts was paying attention. He almost could have ran into the back of him.
We have a new P2. Dustin Lee moved right past Jeff Martin. He looks like he's pulling away from him again. So it's going to be interesting to see if Dustin Lee will be able to catch the leader, William Hartman.
Yeah, has Dustin Lee been saving his tires enough? He's had to make his way around quite a few cars, so I can't imagine that he has. The last time these guys were on pit lane, I do believe, was around lap 45, and actually, yeah, I think basically everybody came down our last cycle. So we've been green here for about 25 laps, and we're closing in on 25 to go here. And I'm not sure if these guys can make it on green. Actually, I think they could. That would be about 55 laps if it did happen to make it to the end, that these guys would have, from the time they went down pit road until the end of the race. So I think we're good on fuel. Tires, that might be a different story. As we've seen tonight, a lot of guys are having trouble even keeping control of their trucks.
Well, as I look at the times in the last lap, William Hartman 24.077, and then we got Dustin Lee at 24.035. So Dustin Lee looking like he's gaining just a little bit here and there every lap. It's gonna be interesting to see if we watch a couple more laps, see if he can close the gap on him.
And I'm not sure, the gap is at about 3 seconds, 2.7 that time, so it looks like he was almost 0.2 faster that lap by. If he can keep it at that pace, he's looking good for catching him, and but he's gonna have to keep moving at that pace or hope for a caution, because a 2.5 to 3 second gap is quite a hefty.
Let's watch this one. William Hartman with a 24.3 and Dustin Lee at 23.99. So look for Dustin Lee coming up, and he has closed the gap to a 2.366 seconds. So he is definitely making some way up to William Hartman.
And look at the battle for 5th. Camara, Margheim, and Wright. You could throw a blanket over them as they head down into turn 3 and 4. Looks like Camara's on the inside. Will he be able to... He does get the momentum off of 3, and I'm sure he's going to pull it up here in front of Margheim. Can David Wright get by Margheim? I'm not sure if Margheim's tires are just falling off, and he was slow off of 4 there, but Camara actually made it work on the bottom.
He did, and it looks like David Wright's going to try and go to the bottom too, but it gets closed. David Roy puts a little bumper to Vernon.
Yeah, oh, and
they're
Danielson
wrecking behind
sideways. Looks like Gary Weston just gave a little bit of a tap to Judd Danielson there in the middle of turns 4, and Danielson keeps it straight. Weston ends up in the infield. I'm not sure if we can get a replay of that, but Judd Danielson and Gary Weston, a little bit of a incident there, and Weston ends up getting the worst end of that one.
Let me see here.
And we have a caution. Donald Stewart. Just a self-spin there, the 78 machine of Donald Stewart. He just loses it again. Actually, it looks like he clipped the apron, came down there, left side tires clipped the apron. That upsets the truck, and he comes to almost a complete stop on the exit of turn 2 there, and triggers the caution here. We're gonna have 22 laps to go.
Yeah, I had brought it back. It looked like somebody got into the back of Judd Danielson. I think it was Gary Weston on that last one that we were watching. So just a little checkup, just a little bump. They're all just trying to stay off of each other.
Yeah, it looked like Weston may have thought that he was inside Judd, or that like he could get inside Judd when he hit the throttle like he did, but I think his truck just got a little bit tight and he caught the corner of Danielson and got them both a little bit sideways. Luckily for Danielson, there was just a caution almost immediately after, so he's going to be able to catch back up to the trucks he was racing with without too much damage and see what he can do here with 20 laps to go.
Yes, guys, and on that note, we're going to take our final commercial break real quick. You are watching the Rusty's Repo and Recovery 100 live on All Pro Broadcasting here at Iowa Speedway. Rusty's Repo and Recovery out of Pensacola, Florida. If you need a tow, give Rusty's a call. We'll be right back. Welcome back, race fans, to the Rusty's Repo and Recovery 100 live on All Pro Broadcasting from Iowa Speedway, the track that Rusty Wallace had a lot to do with designing it here in Newton, Iowa. This is a short track, asphalt paved, originally opened in 2006. This track is worn Curtis and Curtis. It's got some bumps in it. What do you guys think about the end of this race and this track?
I think it's shaping up to be an exciting finish with Dustin Lee, William Hartman, and Jeff Martin back up there. They qualified in the top 3, not exactly how they're running right now. It looks like we got 2-1-3 where they qualified running in the top 3. with Hartman, Lee, and Martin. And yeah, I think and we also got last week's winner, David Camara, up there. So it'll be really interesting to see who can take the checkered.
Yeah, we saw just before the caution came out, Dustin Lee was definitely making some ground up on William Hartman. So maybe Dustin Lee won't be holding back right now since there's only 20-something laps left, and he can put some more pressure on William.
Yeah, under 20 laps to go now. It looks like we're going to have 17 laps to go, and the lights are off atop the iRacing.com Ford Mustang pace car. William Hartman and Dustin Lee at the head of the field. And I'm excited to see who's going to take this one. Hopefully they can bring it home all the way. Green flag. But yeah, and the green flag is in the air now.
Hartman dives it down low to the inside. Dustin Lee, car length back. Hartman's going to jump out to a 2-car length on the backstretch.
Yeah, and will we see Hartman pull away like we saw in the last run, or will we see Dustin Lee make a charge? He's still got that little bit of spoiler damage, so he never has fixed it. He just, he likes that damage. He never wanted to fix it. And, oh!
They were 3 wide there for a second. David Camara tried to put his nose in there, but backed out.
Yeah, Camara got his nose in there, and Lee chopped him a little bit almost, or he didn't think he was going down there anyway, and Camara had to lock up his brakes just a little bit. In the meantime, Jeff Martin pulled away into the second position. And he's looking to track down Hartman now.
William Hartman in first, Jeff Martin second, Dustin Lee third, and David Camara in fourth.
Battle for fifth with Vernon Markheim and David Wright, Judd Danielson, and the 21 machine of William Locklear behind them. You could throw a blanket over them with Joe Johnson also tagging along to the... Oh, and somebody's around. I didn't see who that was. I'm going to have to go back and watch the replay. It looks like it was Gary Sexton in this 17 machine. He gets a bit of a tap there from the 21 of William Locklear, and unfortunately I think that might have been a bit of net code. Sexton spins it around there in turn 1, and minimal contact, and it doesn't look like anybody else hit him, so that's going to drop him from 10th spot all the way back to the tail end of the lead lap.
Yeah, that's unfortunate. It looked like it was just a little bit of net code right there. They got side by side, and then 17 just kind of got pushed up.
And the question is now, are these guys going to pit? Are these guys going to hang the leader out to dry if he pits? Is 10th place going to stay out and maybe have a shot at winning it? And
like
we'll get our answer, and it looks like the first taker down pit road from the 6th position, the number 42 of David Wright. He's our first taker down pit road, and it looks like Judd Danielson didn't follow him. Somebody followed him. I'm not sure who it was, though. I thought it was Judd. And as far as I'm concerned, anybody inside the top 10 can still win this race, because we saw a huge stack up on the very first drop of the green flag, and we saw a bunch of shuffle ups for position, so that could easily happen. And I think if that does happen at this point, these guys, they're not lifting.
No, they're not. And over the radio right now, I just heard William Hartman just asking again if the leader had lane choice. So maybe he's thinking about taking the outside coming up on this next restart.
We did see him absolutely fly by the 11 of William Davis on that last restart. And yeah, that wouldn't be a bad decision. Maybe on older tires. These guys only have about 5 to 8 laps on these tires, but older tires, I don't know. I still think turn 1's the faster way around on the restart, pretty much no matter what. Not sure. You pretty much have to get clear, though, before you head into turn 3, or else it's going to be really hard to make it stick on the bottom and make the pass on 3 and 4.
Yeah, and with them having to wait for the green flag in this league, the second place might be able to get a jump, so he's probably debating right now thinking which lane choice he should be picking.
Yeah, that is another thing to note, is that these guys go when iRacing drops the green flag, so nobody can go before that. That's why we saw the stack up on the beginning. Maybe somebody forgot about that and they went as soon as the pace car went off, and that's what caused the stack up. But yeah, these guys can't go until the green flag drops, and that can sometimes cause the outside truck to, get a little bit better reaction time and maybe get a fender on them headed down into turn 1. As we cross over with 9 laps to go, this may be our final restart when they stack back up here, unless the caution happened almost instantaneously. I don't know if these guys would have time to get back under green. The caution triggers with less than 5 to go, then we will not have enough time to go back green. iRacing.com Simulations does not have a green-white checkered system, and they just don't have enough time to get gridded back up by the time the caution cycles through. So race is over if it caution flies past lap 95. Hopefully we can finish it out under green here, and I know these guys are going to be fighting hard, but hopefully we can finish it under green.
Yeah, that'd be exciting. Out of the top 5, 4 out of the top 5 drivers have started in the top 5. That's pretty crazy. William Hartman, Jeff Martin, Dustin Lee, and David Camaro.
Yeah, and Joe Johnson also, he started in the 22nd position. He's almost, he started in the 22nd position. He's up to 7th. He's been running there almost all race. But what I meant to say was, even 5th place is still only the 7th qualifier. So their top 5, nobody qualified behind 7th place. So we'll see if that changes up. We got Judd Danielson right beside William Davis, I should say, and I think he's got the preferred lane on this restart. He might be able to make up a few spots.
Yeah, he's probably chomping at the bits.
Watch that 85 machine, 3rd car on the outside row there in that Domino's Pizza sponsored machine, that blue and red one, and William Hartman is going to take us here to what could probably, actually the lights they just went out atop the iRacing.com Ford Mustang pace car, so one more lap until green flag, and I do not think we're gonna, 6 lap shootout, Ray Richards saying here over the radio, and I think that's about exactly right. And unless there's a caution almost right away, we're not going back green.
Yeah, I hope they can keep it green here. It's gonna be interesting to see up front. Hopefully some hard battles we'll watch.
But since there's only 7 laps to go, I'm going to go ahead and make my pick for the win. I don't want to jinx him or nothing, but because I know he had a solid run going the other week and ended up getting wrecked. But William Hartman, he pulled away there on the long green run, and he's my pick to win this race. He's led a lot of laps. He won another race, as I said, a couple weeks ago, and he's going to be a really strong front runner, I think, here in the Domino's TYJ Dented Fenders Truck Series as the pace car pulls off. You can call him to green.
So we get going. William jumps out. Jeff right on the outside with him. Jeff half car length back. Dustin Lee right on Williams' bumper. Williams going to get a good jump coming up at 2. Dustin Lee's going to follow him.
And we're 3 wide there for a second, but the battle for the lead. Can Dustin Lee make it stick on the bottom below the 67 of William Hartman? He actually pulled a little bit through that corner, so these newer tires do help with that.
Dustin Lee's going to try it again, diving down to turn 1, making it stick. Coming out at 2, he's going to be a nose ahead.
Oh, and there's a caution, and is that going to win him the race? The caution flies. I'm not sure who is going to get the win on that one. That is going to be the end of the race, I do believe, but I think Dustin Lee made the pass before the caution came out, and that was an exciting one. We're going to pull up the replay of the wreck in just a second here. It looks, oh my God, they're almost 4 wide there. The 93 of Michael Lawler, 84 of Len McNeese, 21 of William Locklear and the 16 truck of Ivan Garcia, as they crossed the stripe onto lap 95, were almost 4 wide and just not enough room. Len McNeese maybe thought that he didn't have enough room, or he thought he had a little bit less room than he thought, and he came down into the 21 of William Locklear, unfortunately, there, but 4 wide, that was pretty crazy, and a lot of trucks got collected in that. I'm sure that's going to shake up our running order towards the back half of the field, and it does look like Dustin Lee is going to steal the win.
Yep, he had a nose on him coming out of 2. I don't know if he was going to be able to make it stick on the backstretch, or if William was going to be able to get a run on that outside, but when the yellow came out, Dustin Lee was a nose ahead, and that's all that matters.
And we're getting word that we may have a 1-lap shootout. We're not sure. We won't know until the lights do go out atop the pace car. They would have to go out on lap 99 to get a 1-lap shootout. So we won't know for another 2 laps here, but that'd be exciting. I'm sure William Hartman wants another shot at that because he probably knew that he was still on the outside, and if they were coming back, if it was a lap when they came back down to the stripe rather than where the caution flew, and when it flew, then he probably would have had the nose on Dustin Lee rather than Lee having the nose on him. But it just flew right at the perfect time for Dustin Lee.
Well, let's see. It looks like they're waiting to see if they get 2 to go coming up to this checkered. I'm waiting here over the radio. No, it looks like that's going to be it. No 1-lap shootout. Dustin Lee will be your winner.
Barring any acts of the racing gods, Dustin Lee springing a fuel line leak or something, looks like he's going to bring it home in first place tonight. And wow, William Hartman just has to, that's a heartbreaker. He led so many laps. He probably thought, it's not even a big deal that Dustin Lee got to the bottom of me, headed down into turn 3 because, I think I can just make it stick out of 3 and 4 as he has all race. And yeah, unfortunately, the caution just flew at the wrong time, and barring any acts of the racing gods, as I said, huge shakeup of the race winner at the end.
Yeah, that's what Hartman was probably thinking. He was going to get a good run down the backstretch. He was going to have the preferred line on the outside in 3 and 4. Dustin Lee would probably have to check up a little bit on the inside, and Hartman would have probably been pulling out again, coming to the checkered.
And we did just get popsicle sticks last time by 2 laps to go here from Iowa Speedway, and it was a pretty good race here tonight. We had a couple cautions, but we also had a couple of long green flag runs. Unfortunately, no green flag pit stops.
Yeah, it would have been nice to see maybe a green flag pit stop, see what would have happened, see the guys getting down on pit road, getting back out, have a little more shuffle going through the order.
And once Dustin Lee does officially cross the stripe next time by and make it official, we will check with league owner Robert McFarland and see if we had a free pizza winner tonight. White flag is in the air on the Rusty's repo and recovery service.
100 from.
Yeah,
No problem, Curtis. You guys are probably worn out. I made you guys do all the work tonight.
See, calculate in my head how many laps 0.88 miles times 100 is, but yeah, it looks like just under 100 miles here, and yeah, thanks to Rusty's Repo and Recovery Service located in Pensacola, Florida, for sponsoring these 4 tryout / test and tune races for these Domino's TYJ Dented Fender Truck Series drivers. We really do appreciate it, and Dustin Lee is going to make it official. He's going to win here tonight. And William Hartman is going to bring it home in second, with William Davis bringing it home in third, David Camara fourth, and Jeff T. Martin in fifth. Those round out your top five. Dustin Lee is going to bring it back around and do some burnouts, I am sure. And fireworks are going off here beside Iowa Motor Speedway.
Yes, sir, guys. There was a lot of excitement there. Go ahead, Aho.
Just going to say awesome race. Very good to see. And looking back at the results, there was 20 guys on the lead lap, which is always good to see. There's Dustin Lee burning it down.
And Robert, quickly, do you know if we had a free pizza winner?
I'm going to do that research real quick. I've got the top three finishers. They're waiting for interview, guys. When you are ready, if you have time, Curtis Aho, to bring one of them in for third place, I'll get that information real quick. I can move them up there for you if need be. Let's go with William Davis first.
You take that one, Young?
William Davis, our third place finisher here tonight from Iowa Motor Speedway. Do you have a copy?
Yep, I got you.
William, it was a little bit confusing with three Williams up front there at times. We saw you lead some laps. You put it in the wall there a little bit early on in the race, coming off of turn 2, and lost quite a few positions. Went back almost to, the last car on the lead lap. How did you make your way back up through the field and get yourself a third place finish here tonight?
Yeah, after that huge mistake, I think I spun out in the grass at one point. I don't know, just trying to conserve my tires and using that high groove to my advantage. And that's pretty much it. Just trying to save my tires for the long run, hoping that we would get one eventually, and we did. And I was kind of able to drive up through the field. But like I said, just trying to save my tires and staying on the outside, because if you get on the outside, it's pretty much impossible to pass.
Yeah, we saw the preferred lanes seem to be 1 and 2, or the bottom line in 1 and 2, and the top line in 3 and 4. People just couldn't get it to stick off 3 and 4, and if they did, they spun it around loose. We saw Dustin Lee and William Hartman there. Lee ended up stealing it right at the end. They were side by side. Do you think if they maybe stayed side by side for a few more laps and the race ended under green flag, that you had a shot at it again, getting back to the lead?
I don't know. I mean, second place guy, I might have could have got him if they would have stayed too wide, because I could have got behind the leader, and like I said, it's pretty much impossible to pass on the inside. So the best I probably would have got was second. I don't know. If it was a 10 lap or 20 lap run, I might have had a chance, but just a short amount of laps, probably not. Second was probably the best I could have got.
Well, William, congratulations on your third place finish tonight. Before we let you go, do you have any friends, family, sponsors that you'd like to thank here?
I want to thank my wife for letting me do this, my father-in-law for watching right now, and my teammate Gary Sexton for just helping out all along the race.
That is your third place finisher, the number 11 of William Davis. And I think that Mr. Aho is trackside with our second place finisher of William Hartman. Just a second here.
William Hartman, your second place finisher, led most of the laps tonight. How are you doing?
Good. How are you gentlemen doing tonight?
Doing very good. Saw you up front for almost all the race, led most of the laps. I gotta ask, when you went green and you had that outside run, do you think you had enough for the win?
Actually, we were just discussing that. It would have been really, really close. I felt like I needed to stay on the outside as soon as I saw Dustin get behind me, just because I felt like that was my most comfortable spot. And ended up burning me in the end because caution came out a little earlier than I expected. But it was a heck of a move by Dustin. He ran a really great race, and I knew he was coming when we started that green flag run.
Yeah, I saw Dustin diving in 1 and 2. You think you would have had enough for just at least that lap on the backstretch to get around him again coming out of 3 and 4?
I guess we won't really know. I think I would have, but Dustin, he was really fast all night long. I don't know what would have happened. I know he would have raced me clean the whole time. We had some excellent racing throughout the course of the night, so I can't thank him enough for that, and congratulate him on a great win.
Good to hear, and yeah, we were definitely looking forward to having it go caution-free. You guys up front were racing very clean. Before I let you go, would you like to thank family, friends, sponsors?
Yeah, just like to thank everybody over at Domino's for putting on these great races and bringing together all these great drivers. Thank you guys at All Pro for putting a great broadcast out for all of us to see, and got to thank the guys over at Aegis Motorsports. They kind of have helped me with a bunch of track support, and I can lean on them for advice and setup support and all that. So got to thank them as well.
Awesome. Good to hear, William. Well, that is your second place finisher, William Hartman. Back to you, Young.
And I've caught up in victory. I'm standing here in victory lane with your winner, number 32, Dustin Lee. He steals the win. He qualifies on the pole, but just gets the nose by, and the caution comes out at the perfect time. Dustin, tell us about your race.
Yeah, that was a pretty fun race there. Started on the pole, had a little mix up there on a restart, got hit, and kind of just threw me completely off, and dropped it second, and then just got loose on one of those restarts there. Got a good run off of 4, but just got a little loose and got a little tap. But we're able to not really mess the truck up, come in, get some new tires, and march back towards the front there.
Yeah, we saw you have damage pretty much from the very beginning of the race. Did that seem to affect the truck at all? As I know you didn't even get any laps before you sustained some damage, but did it feel any different from what it did in practice?
I kind of felt it was just a little bit tighter than what it normally was during practice, but I mean, I guess in a way it was a little better. But their truck was really, really good on the long runs. I was able to kind of conserve my tires there, and I really wish that long run would have went to the end, because I think we were setting up pretty good there. But it was a short run there. I'm not very good on the short runs here. Just managed to get up on the wheel there, and managed to get to the inside, and lucky caution, I guess. I mean, I was definitely going for it there, that's for sure.
Now, if it wasn't for that final caution and you had to execute the pass entirely and maybe clear him, do you think you would have had it in the tank, or do you think maybe Hartman would have just stuck it on the outside where it looked like he wanted to be and held on to the win?
I'm not sure. I mean, if I could have got to the lead, I think maybe I may have been able to hold him off, because it's very, very difficult to pass here. But obviously, if he had got back past me, I'm not sure I'd have had enough. But I'm very, very surprised it actually stuck the way it did there in 3 and 4, and then charging it down in 1 and 2. I knew I had to do something, pretty quick. As if I didn't get him on the start or first couple of laps, I probably, I may not have had the chance to.
Real quick, Curtis, I want to jump in here, and Dustin, congratulations. Wanted to let you know we do have a free pizza winner on the phone right now. Real quick, we have Amanda Stewart from San Antonio, Texas. Real quick, Dustin, did you know that you won this nice lady a free large pizza tonight, Dustin?
I did not, but I do now. I hope she enjoys it, and congratulations. Thanks for picking me.
Yes, sir. Amanda, real quick, how did you find out about us? How did you pick Dustin to win? And do you want your pizza tonight or over the weekend?
Motorsport supporter, Dustin Lee. Good job on the win. Taking it home, getting me some pizza tonight. Jeff Martin, Jack Watts did a great job. I would love my pizza over the weekend while I watch some more races. Always appreciating you guys, Robert McFarlane and Domino's TYJ for putting on the league and everything, and John Hendricks over the top paints, and Redneck Racing for all the support, and just good camaraderie around the league.
Sounds great, Amanda. Yes, ma'am. You've got my number here. Just give me about a 30, 45-minute warning, whether you want it Saturday, Sunday. You just let me know. And again, congratulations. Thank you so much for viewing.
Yes, sir. Thanks so much.
Yeah, and sorry for cutting you off there, Dustin. Robert had that phone call, obviously. We had to take it before she hung up. But is there any sponsors and friends or family that you want to thank for helping you bring it to victory lane here tonight?
Yeah, first, family, mom, dad, wife, and all my friends, over Southeast, who sponsor Olive Hill Welding. Yeah, I've been running with them pretty much the whole time I've been iRacing here, and just you guys for putting on a good series here. Domino's TYG Racing. It's a joy to come over here and run, and obviously another one too as well is Over the Top Paints. This is actually a new paint scheme he just done for me actually just earlier today. I was really glad I could put it in picture lane for him too as well.
All right, well, congratulations, Dustin, and we're going to let you go, and have a good night. Hope you enjoy your win, and go celebrate.
Tempo, thank you guys.
That was your winner number 32 of Dustin Lee.
Yes, and that was an exciting race, guys. Curtis Aho, do you have anything to add before I close this out here?
Just thanks for letting me be here. It was a good time, first time up in the booth. I had a lot of fun, learned a little bit, and hope to be back.
And one more time, I want to remind you guys that our Domino's TYJ Top Shelf Series returns tomorrow night for the second race of the season, live here on All Pro Broadcasting. Goes live at 8:50 p.m. Eastern Time, and we'll see you then.
Yeah, thanks, Curtis. And Curtis, it has been an awesome show. You both did a great job. And also want to remind all the fans, you could be the next Amanda Stewart to win your free large 3-topping Domino's pizza by tuning in tomorrow night at 8:50 p.m. Eastern. Again tonight, thanks for all the fans that tuned in. We want to thank Michael D'Amico, who's running the cameras for us tonight with All Pro Broadcasting, Curtis Young, Curtis Aho, myself, Robert McFarland. Thanks for watching. We will see you next time. Have a great weekend.
Hey, this is Garrett Smithley, driver the number 0 JD Motorsports Chevrolet, and you're watching All Pro Broadcasting.